Imagine pulling into a quiet campsite as the sun slips down, opening your RV door, and instead of feeling like you've stepped into a cramped utility box, it feels like home, not a temporary stop, not a compromise, a real lived-in, comforting space where cooking a simple meal feels just as grounding as it does in a house. For many RV owners, the kitchen is where that feeling is won or lost. It's where mornings begin, where late-night snacks happen, where conversations drift while water boils. And the good news is, you don't need a full renovation or a massive budget to transform it. Small, thoughtful upgrades can completely change how your RV kitchen feels, looks, and functions. If you enjoy practical ideas like these that make RV life more comfortable and human, take a moment to subscribe, because we share guides like this regularly to help you feel truly at home wherever you park. Let's start with one of the simplest but most powerful upgrades: lighting. Most RV kitchens come with harsh, flat, overhead lighting that feels more like a hospital corridor than a home. Swapping out those factory bulbs for warm LED lights instantly softens the space. Adding adhesive LED strips under cabinets changes everything at night. Suddenly, the countertops glow gently instead of being blasted by overhead light. It makes evening cooking calmer and early mornings less jarring. Warm lighting also makes colors look richer, your cabinets, countertops, and even food feel more inviting. This one change alone can make your RV kitchen feel less like a vehicle and more like a cozy apartment on wheels. Next comes the backsplash, an area most RV owners overlook because it feels too permanent. But peel and stick backsplashes have quietly become one of the most RV-friendly upgrades you can make. They're lightweight, affordable, removable, and shockingly durable. Adding a backsplash behind your sink and stove introduces texture and personality instantly. Whether you choose a subway tile look, fox stone, or something modern and minimal, it creates visual depth where there was once bare wall. More importantly, it signals intention. It tells your brain, this space was designed to be lived in. Every time you wash dishes or make coffee. That little detail reinforces the feeling of home. Storage is the next battlefield in any RV kitchen, and it's also where small changes have outsized effects. Factory cabinets are often deep, dark, and awkward, turning simple tasks into scavenger hunts. Installing pull-out organizers, tension rods, or stackable bins inside cabinets transforms chaos into calm. Suddenly, pots don't crash into each other. Spices don't vanish into the void. You open a cabinet and actually see what you own. This isn't just about organization, it's about reducing daily friction. When cooking feels easier, you cook more. When cooking feels calmer, the kitchen becomes a place you enjoy being, not just a functional necessity. Counter space is another common frustration. RV kitchens rarely give you enough room to prep food comfortably, which can make cooking feel cramped and stressful. One of the easiest upgrades here is adding a removable or fold-down countertop extension. This could be a cutting board that fits over your sink, a hinged extension near the stove, or even a sturdy rolling cart that locks in place. These solutions give you flexibility without sacrificing space while driving. When you need room, it's there. When you don't, it disappears. That adaptability mirrors how home kitchens work. We adjust, rearrange, and make space when we need it. Now let's talk about faucets, because this is one upgrade that feels surprisingly luxurious for how little effort it takes. Most RV faucets are short, stiff, and awkward to use, especially when washing dishes. Replacing your factory faucet with a residential-style one, preferably with a pull-down sprayer, instantly elevates the entire sink area. Washing dishes becomes easier. Filling pots stops feeling like a chore. Even rinsing vegetables feels smoother. This is one of those upgrades where every single day, multiple times a day, you feel the difference. That daily comfort adds up fast, especially if you spend a lot of time on the road. Cabinet hardware might sound boring, but it's one of the fastest ways to visually update your RV kitchen. Factory handles are often generic plastic or dated metal that instantly signals, mass-produced. Swapping them out for modern pulls, matte black knobs, or brushed brass handles takes less than an hour and completely changes the vibe. It's like changing jewelry on an outfit. The cabinets themselves don't change, but the personality does. This is a small detail, but home is built from details. Another upgrade that brings warmth and personality is adding soft elements where you wouldn't expect them. A small washable runner rug in the kitchen, for example, can completely change how the space feels underfoot. RV floors are often cold, hard, and loud. A rug-absorbed sound adds texture and makes standing at the sink or stove more comfortable. Choose something low-pile and non-slip, and suddenly the kitchen feels quieter, softer, and more lived in. It's a subtle psychological shift, but an important one. Open shelving is another powerful tool when used sparingly. Removing one cabinet door or installing a small open shelf lets you display a few everyday items: mugs, spice jars, a small plant, or a favorite bowl. This does two things at once. First, it makes frequently used items easier to grab. Second, it adds visual warmth and personal identity. Homes show signs of the people who live in them. When everything is hidden, the space feels sterile. When a few items are visible, it feels human. Speaking of plants, even a tiny one can transform your RV kitchen. A small fox plant or a hardy real one like a pothos or succulent brings life into the space. Greenery softens hard edges and adds contrast to the often beige or gray RV interior. If you're worried about maintenance, fox plants today look far better than they used to, and they don't care how bumpy the road gets. That little touch of green can make the kitchen feel calmer and more grounded. Appliances are another area where you don't need to replace everything to feel a big upgrade. Something as simple as swapping your old coffee maker for a compact one you actually love using can change your mornings. Replacing mismatched plastic utensils with a cohesive set, or upgrading your cutting board to a solid wood one, adds a sense of intention. These aren't expensive changes, but they communicate comfort and care. Home isn't about perfection, it's about choosing things that feel right to you. One overlooked upgrade is sound. RV kitchens are echo-prone, and every clink of a spoon can feel amplified. Adding soft materials, rugs, fabric organizers, even padded drawer liners reduces noise. Quiet spaces feel calmer, calm spaces feel more like home. When cooking doesn't sound like a construction site, you relax without even realizing why. Let's not forget scent, because smell is one of the strongest triggers of comfort. Adding a small, secure place for a candle or an essential oil diffuser can redefine how your kitchen feels. The smell of coffee, vanilla, citrus, or herbs can anchor you emotionally. Over time, that scent becomes associated with your RV, creating a subconscious feeling of belonging whenever you step inside. Another easy upgrade is improving trash management. RV trash bins are often awkward, too small, or poorly placed. Installing a pull-out trash system or using a slim, locking bin makes daily life smoother. When something works well, you stop noticing it. That invisibility is a hallmark of good design and a big part of what makes a place feel like home. Finally, personalization ties everything together. Photos, a small framed quote, a chalkboard for grocery lists, or a magnet board for notes turn the kitchen from a generic space into your space. These items don't just decorate, they tell a story. They remind you why you chose this lifestyle and make the RV feel like a continuation of your life, not a pause from it. When you step back, none of these upgrades are dramatic on their own. But together, they change how the kitchen feels emotionally. Cooking becomes less about managing limitations and more about enjoying the moment. Meals feel calmer. Mornings feel softer. Even doing dishes feels a little less annoying. That's the real goal, not luxury, but comfort. Not perfection, but familiarity. Your RV doesn't have to feel temporary. With a few thoughtful changes, it can feel settled, warm, and deeply yours. If these kinds of practical, realistic upgrades help you enjoy life on the road a little more, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future guides. Because home isn't a fixed address, it's a feeling you carry with you, one small upgrade at a time.